here in America among liberal feminist radicals, which says that December should be No Gender December. The thinking goes that toys for children that distinguish by gender, male or female, are a horrible influence, terrible, and lead to things such as a gender pay gap in the future. Joining us at this time from Washington, D.C. to comment on this bizarre movement is the Director of Culture at the Independent Women's Forum and the author of the colorfully named book, When Did Old White Trash Become the New Normal? Charlotte Hayes. Charlotte, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me, Rick.
Charlotte, I want to get to the title of your book a little bit later, because that's an interesting title. But let's talk about this No Gender December. What is going on there?
Yeah, No Gender December. Welcome, Merry Christmas, and let's try a little social engineering in the guise of Christmas shopping. A lot of English department stores have already acquiesced. They won't encourage boys to buy trucks and girls to buy dolls. They'll put them all together. And a lot of American companies seem to be on the verge of doing this. But guess who can tell the difference? Children. A few years ago, an American manufacturer made a unisex dollhouse. Well, guess what happened? The boys threw the dolls off the roof, and the girls cuddled them and played with them. And this led, there was a great title to an article that Christina Hoff Sommers did, which is, You Can Give a Boy a Doll, but you can't make him play with it. And look, Rick, they're saying that playing with dolls is terrible for children, while you'll never get the corner office if you play with dolls. There's absolutely no evidence whatsoever of this. I'll bet Sheryl Sandberg played with dolls.
Let me ask you, why are American companies caving into this thinking? It's clearly the fringe. It's clearly the extreme. One can only imagine that they have some sort of political power that wields itself and intimidates corporate executives.
Well, yeah, they do. It's clearly the fringe. It's clearly extreme, as you said. It's clearly radical feminists. But here's what they do. They yell loud. They intimidate, and they will convince these companies that, by golly, if you try to sell pink dolls to girls, we're going to turn on you and portray you as sexist. So I think companies get scared, and unnecessarily scared, because I think most people know that if your daughter plays with a doll, she's not going to become an idiot, which is what feminists seem to think. I mean, this is radical feminism seeping into everyday life. But yeah, what do they have that intimidates companies? They have lungs. And they say mean things. I read one of these activists, anti-gender toys activists, and she said, look, playing with gender toys can lead to bullying. Now, here's her example. One of a little girl played with Star Trek toys, and the other children bullied her and teased her. Hey, here's what to do. Tell the little children not to bully another girl and tease her about her toy choice. But this is an activism. This is more tedious than bullying a company. They use evidence. They have no evidence for what they're saying. You can't make the jump from one little girl being bullied because she likes Star Trek toys to there's massive bullying when girls play with boys' toys.
I just heard.
And it's a.
Yeah, Charlotte, just coincidentally, I just heard a story this morning of an 8-year-old girl that was being bullied by a classmate, and her friend, who was 7, had been taking Taekwondo for 2 years, and he put an end to the bullying of that little girl. Maybe that's the solution to bullying.
Yeah, well, the solution, this is no problem here. I mean, one of these activists said something, you know, they blame it on advertising. Liberals have always thought that advertising can make you do very evil things, as if you have no free choice. And they said, we should have better advertising, genderless advertising. Children deserve that. No, if children have been nice instead of naughty, what they deserve is toys they might actually want to play with.
Charlotte Hayes, you study these matters, you follow these things. What is it that feminists fear about femininity?
Well, that's a very good question, and I wish I knew the answer. But I think this is something else. I mean, I think this is that feminism has fought all the battles that really matter. I mean, look, we do have equal rights. We have the vote. We've had it for a long time. And I think feminism has just spun into sort of ridiculous, laughable things. I mean, going on the war track about boys playing with trucks and girls playing with dolls. Rick, is there anything more trivial you've heard about this year?
No, there isn't. So from what I take from what you just said is it's holding on to the power. It's trying to keep your job from going obsolete. The Barbie doll. They're not coming out the Barbie doll with stretch marks because why?
Well, this is ridiculous. I mean, first of all, little girls who are playing with dolls are probably too young to know about stretch marks and how you get them.
I would think.
Yeah, they are. And there's this I think that's just part of the vulgarization of life. And I do talk about the kind of dolls that kids play with in my white trash book. I mean, there's some dolls called the Stutz dolls, and I think they should be called the Sluts dolls.
All right, listen.
They look very risky.
Before we let you go, your book is called When Did White Trash Become the New Normal? Tell us in a remaining moment here what that title refers to.
Well, it really refers to the idea that we now take our mores and customs from the very most vulgar levels of society. Maybe you have a tattoo, but I go on a big tirade about tattoos, and I talk a lot about really vulgar toys that children. I mean, look, you know, walking through the toy aisle of some of these stores is now like, you know, really a walk on the wild side. Now that I don't believe in any government regulation, but I do hope that when little girls play with dolls, they won't look like dolls who look like they've just come in from pole dancing.
So that is showing up on the aisles of our toy stores, you're saying?
Yeah, we're seeing some very vulgar dolls. Stretch marks, just the beginning.
Wow. All right. Charlotte Hayes from the Independent Women's Forum, Director of Culture and author of the book, When Did White Trash Become the New Normal? I like the title because it's happening in society. Thank you for joining us. Elizabeth Warren says she is not running for president.